My first port of call this evening is to try and remove these two rabbits from the farmer's garden, as he's complaining about them eating his vegetables and flowers. So I make my way forward to the wee wall there and take this first youngster. But when I scan round for the second one, he's made a very wise and hasty retreat. I know it's only a baby of a thing and I don't like shooting this size, but when somebody asks you to remove rabbits from their garden, you can't distinguish from size, as they all eat the flowers. There's plenty of other rabbits further down the hill and the rest of the farm. This is sheep country, of course, and I know people recognise bulls as being a dangerous animal on a farm to watch for, but a big top like this can make a mess of you too if he's in a bad mood. So I'm just making my way through this gateway, keeping an eye out for any rabbits that might be in the long weeds within range. And I scan the hedge to see if there's anything about. Oh, what's that there? Rabbit sitting about 73 yards away. Then further down the field, there's 2 or 3 rabbits along the far hedge line, over 100 yards or so. So I decide to stalk in close to the first rabbit, as I only need to close the range 25 to 30 yards for a shot. I've got within 50 yards and I have the rifle set up in the sticks. I give him a wee squeak, and as soon as he lifts his head, I take the shot. Then I continue on down the sheep track. I'm hoping to get to that fence dividing the two fields, as it'll at least half the distance for any shots I have to take on the rabbits along the far hedgerow. Once I get there, I set the shooting sticks down and take the game bag off, as they're only going to get in my way. I have a wee quick release catch on the strap I've fitted to the game bag, and it makes it easy to take it off without having to pull it out over your head. Then I gingerly crawl forward onto a bit of a hump here. There's a wee bridge over a stream, and it'll give me a good place to take a shot from. I range find the rabbits, but since they're so small and low to the ground, it's a wee bit hard getting a consistent range off them. But the hedge behind them is 59 yards, so I suspect the rabbits are about 55. And steady myself for a shot in a prone position. I give them a squeak and they instantly raise their head, but go straight back to feeding again before I get a shot. So I try the same trick again. Up their heads pop, then again back to feed again, which is a bit frustrating. But then I notice the older rabbit on the left hand side is sitting with its head up, so I centre the crosshairs on it and take the shot. The second rabbit's still there, so I reload and swing the rifle around onto it. I'm allowing for 55 yards here, but my arms are getting a wee bit sore and tired holding this shooting position. And I miss by a fair old margin, so I decide to call it quits, as my shooting position isn't as steady as what it should be. I'll only end up winning the rabbit. He'll always be there for another night. The pellet struck a little low in the neck. The range is a wee bit further than I thought it was, but it still gave a good clean kill. I give the rabbit's bladder a wee bit of a squeeze before I take it back to the game bag. The sun's starting to set now, so I haven't got too long before I run out of light, not only to shoot but to film. And I head over to pick up the rabbit I shot prior to that one. You can see the eyes bulging out of the head. It was a good headshot, and boy did he need a pee. I'm glad I squeezed that one. That would have half filled my game bag if I hadn't have done it. We'll carry on, see what else we can find. I'm making my way up the field now to the farmhouse, as I sort of decided that was about all this evening when I noticed this rabbit move towards the hedge, and he just paused before he went into the hedge line. I only need to make myself 2-3 yards closer because of the contours of the ground to get a clear shot. Once I got a clear path of the pellet through the weeds, I taken my headshot, and at 40 yards the pellet struck his head with a fair old smack. Again, you can notice the eyes bulging out of his head. Good sign of a headshot. Give you some idea to the sort of pressures is involved as that pellet passes through his brain. Again, I gave his wee bladder a squeeze before putting him into the game bag. Well, the sun's setting and I decided to call it a night. It's been a very nice evening, and 4 rabbits into the bag. Not too bad a wee hunt.